Alright, how you going guys? I'm Blake and this is my 1984 Toyota Hilux extra cab. I've had it for probably just shy of 12 months now. It was built a very long time ago. can't remember the name of the bloke who built it, but it was always Holden V8 majority of its life. Was originally a limited edition one when it came out from Toyota. And when he got it, it had the two-tone paint job and all the fancy chrome trim and all of that. But unfortunately, I can't remember what happened. I think he had an accident and he ended up having to replace the cab and the tub on it. So, and back then it was on 35s and it looked like Bigfoot, it looked like a monster truck. So he ended up putting a ex-NRMA cab, would you believe, cab on it. And then the tub was ruined, so he built this beautiful aluminium tray for it a very, very long time ago. Did an absolute beautiful job. It didn't look that good when I got it. I got it in February, January or February. It was very run down. It was pretty sad. I didn't get it off the bloke that built it. The bloke that built it had to sell it a long time ago, and then it's just passed through a range of owners over the years. And then I got it from a guy up at Sydney. And I messaged him straight away on Facebook. I said, oh, look, I have to have it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, come and get it. And when I got there, I was sort of up in arms about it. Like, I didn't really know. I've always wanted a Chev truck, like a blown Chev C20 or something, but the money they're asking now is just ridiculous. So this was the next best thing. I had a look at it, and once I realised what was under the bonnet and what gearbox and diff it had, I was like, I had to have it. And then I realised that the extra cab with the split pack window is also a rare option, and you don't see many of these around anymore. It's actually quite a sad thing because they are, in my opinion, they're the best looking Hilux model around. So I got it in early February. It was very sad, had a lot of things wrong with it. My old man, Ben, he's done a lot of work on it as far as mechanical woes. He's done the wiring, he fixed the gearbox, he fixed the diff, I've gone through 2 transfer cases already. I hope to not go through another one because I think the little V8 under the bonnet is giving the transfer case a bit of a hard time, but I just got to learn to, drive accordingly and, not be a clown, but, But yeah, it's been a lot of fun having it. It's just nice to have something that's different. Like you go to a Cars and Coffee or you go to a car show and you will not see another one like this. And if you do, it's very, very rare. I've had people come up to me and say, look, we love what you've done. We love the Holden V8, blah, blah, blah. And then I've had the others that are saying, why would you bother? But, each their own, I guess. Yeah, so it's, I'm pretty happy with it now. Me dad, he's done a lot of work on it. He hasn't stopped touching it. So I've got to give him a bit of a thank you. The tray I've spent, probably 10, 20 hours into getting it that shiny. Like it just deteriorated over the years, and it got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to paint it. But then a good mate of mine, he's got an old HQ. He gave me a bottle of brilliant polish, and I'd fix that problem. So I'll just keep polishing it and polishing it and polishing it. It looks really good on the road. I'm actually very happy with the way it's turned out. Yeah, and it's me pride and joy. So. Yeah.
Yeah. The car is a credit to you and your family.
Nah, thanks, mate.
It's great to see when it's out at Cars and Coffee. Is there anything else that you want done to the car, or do you feel that you're now?
Look, if I keep having, I want to keep the 4-wheel drive, purely for the fact that, like, I've got heaps of mates with Hiluxes, and they're like, "Come on, mate, you need to take that thing off road." But it's just once you get up close and see how good this car is. Yeah, I'm not taking it off road anytime soon. So I'd like to take it down the beach once, maybe down to Kurnell, just to see what it's capable of, because me nana's got a 4Runner, and it's like brand new, same year model, same everything, only without a V8, but hopefully that'll come later. And I've been in that, and that thing was a weapon on the sand. So if that thing's a weapon, I can only imagine what this thing's like with a Holden V8 in it. Like it's just going to be, you can never get the smile off my face driving it. Like, I love driving it. I'll drive it anywhere. Like every time, like when there's a Cars and Coffee, I'm like, oh, come on, Mum and Dad, let's go. You know, let's take the old Hilux for a run. And they're like, all right, we'll go.
How many Ks do you think you've done in it since you've had it?
Not even 1,000. Me and Dad have only just finished it and got it on the road, because originally when I got it, it wasn't ready for the road. It had a lot of problems, like the diff, like one of the axles in the 9-inch, it wasn't fully seated into the ring and pinion. So only one axle was fully spround, and then the other one, it was only half in. So it started twisting the splines. So I ended up having to get someone to make me custom-made billet axles for it because of the way the 9-inch has been made. And for some reason, I think it took like 3 or 4 months, because they had to be specially made, specially ordered, all the rahoo. And yeah, other than that, I haven't had, other than 2 transfer cases, but you know, I was told that they're gonna fail if you have a lot of power. I mean, it's only a Holden motor, so it doesn't make a tremendous amount of power, but it's still a little bit too much for the little transfer case, I think. So maybe if I'm only 21, but dearly I'd like to keep it. Like, I'm never going to sell it. It's part of who I am, and you know, and it makes me happy. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I'm going to keep looking after it, keep tightening it up underneath, touch up the chassis a bit. But dearly I'd like to pull the motor out, and maybe later on, like not now, but later on, I'd like to put maybe a stroker crank in it, and maybe some forged pistons, and get it to go. I mean, it goes pretty good now, but it'd just be nice to have it, you know, a bit of a camshaft in it, and it'd be nice to have it loud, but the quiet pipes keep the attention away.
Yeah,
so,
well, apart from the number plate, which sort of may draw people's attention to the fact that it is a V8.
Yeah.
Even when it idles, it's not too pronounced,
no,
but it is noticeable that it is a V8.
It was pretty loud when I got it. Like, it had open headers on it, and I just said to Dad, I said, nah. I said, it's not going to fly. Like, I'm getting, you know, I'm a young fella, you know, I want to do the right thing on the road, and if the coppers see me, and it's on 35s, and it's not this, and it's that, and it's loud, well, they're going to, you know. So you just do the right thing and poke along, I suppose. There's no need to be a clown.
Is that why you took it off 35s?
Yeah, I took it off the 35s just to keep it legal.
Yes.
Put it on the 31s, and me poor mum, she, you know, it's a bit of a step to get in, but you know, so that's why and even for me, like, sometimes I struggle to get in it because it sits up a little bit higher, but I just put it back on the 31s, and yeah, it actually goes pretty good on the 31s. It sits I've been having a bit of dramas with the transfer case, so I can do about 95 Ks to 98, but if I do 110 in it, it doesn't like it. So I'm pretty lucky it has got the Turbo 700 overdrive in it, so it sits, the RPMs are right down on the freeway, doesn't chew fuel. It's only got a 40-litre tank in it, which, you know, isn't really a lot, but it's not making a tremendous amount of horsepower. I've found I've never really been a Holden person. I've always been a Chev person, but ever since I got this, I for some reason I love Holden V8s now. I think they're, like, a lot of people say bad things about them, like, oh, they've got poor oil pressure issues, and they got this and they got that. They've just got their certain sound to them. Like, I love them. I love them now. Like, I love Holden V8s. And
in terms of this vehicle, you're talking about making the car compliant. Is this vehicle engineered?
Yes, 100% fully engineered. If it wasn't engineered, I would have left it there, because I've had friends in the past modify their vehicles, and then they can't get them engineered, and all the BS that goes on with engineering vehicles now, especially in the hot rod scene. Like, Yeah, it's just gone crazy. So when I rang the guy and I said, mate, I said, is it engineered? And he goes, yep, it was engineered a very long time ago. And I said, well, I'm coming in the morning to get it. So.
And you've had it ever since?
Yep, not getting rid of it. Just going to keep driving it, keep driving it.
It's a forever?
Yes, yes.
The car, how often are you using it now that it's complete?
Look, I've been suffering with a bit of health problems lately, so I haven't been fortunate enough to drive it, but every cars and coffee, that's an excuse to get it out and burn a bit of petrol. But yeah, or if on a Sunday, like if it's a nice day today, take it out for a cruise, or you know, go get a coffee, or just yeah. It was the bloke who had it before, you wouldn't believe it. He actually used to drive it to work in a quarry.
Wow.
And I couldn't, and I'm like, you're nuts. And he goes, oh, it's just a driver to me. And then when I got it, I've spent hours and hours and hours. And I remember when I got the tray looking like that, Dad come into the shed and he's like, what are you doing, Blake? What have you done? And I said, what do you mean? Well, what have I done? And he goes, what have you done, Blake? It's too shiny. You can't have it that shiny. I said, I can do what I want. Yeah, leave me alone, you know. But no, I'm pretty happy with it. It's I've got it reliable now. The motor's running really good now. Gearbox is good, so I'm just going to leave it as it is and just cruise it.
So it's fair to say the previous owner wouldn't recognise the car
No,
now.
I sent a photo. I sent a photo to the bloke who built it 25 years ago, and he couldn't believe it. He wants it back, and I said, "Nah." I said, "You're not getting it back." I said, "Nah, it's not happening, mate. Not in my lifetime."
No, that's awesome. So this project is now almost done, would you say?
Yeah, just about. I'm just going to keep tinkering with it, like just fix up a little, like I just really would like to fix up a bit of the trim in it. See, the problem with these, you can't get parts for them. So it's hard to find things for them, but I ideally like to fix a little bit of the trim up more and just drive it. Just, yeah, keep driving it. Cars are made to be driven. They're not trailer sailors. I don't believe in this whole spend a lot of money on a car and you're too scared to drive it. Like, that's why I really enjoy people that are building show cars and they drive them. Like, and there are guys that out there that do it and they do a phenomenal job. But then there are guys that spend $500,000 and they're too scared to get them out of the shed. And it's like, they're cars, mate. You got to drive them, you know. So this thing, like I started getting like Dad goes, don't worry about it if it gets stone chipped on the tray. It's four-wheel drive, mate. Don't worry about it. It's a driver, mate. Enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to keep doing.
That's because of your family upbringing. They've always been not only into cars, but definitely
driving
theirs.
Well, growing up all my life, you know, my mum's, she's had her hot rod since she was 17. My dad's had his C20 Chev since he was 15. So it was pretty hard not to grow up in a car-related fashion. That's all I know is cars. I was never really interested in anything else. It was just cars all the time. Used to go to the Summer Nats every year. You know, I'd ideally like to go. I'd like to take this down. Maybe not next year. Maybe the year after, when you know my health is a bit better and everything around here is pretty sorted. But yeah, I'd like to go back and show this off and have a bit of fun.
Lovely. Do you have any plans on adding to your personal stable of other vehicles?
No.
This is it?
No, this is adequate for me. I don't need a lot of vehicles. As long as I've got me baby, which I have, I'm happy. I've got more than I could have asked for. I didn't really think I would ever get a car to be able to afford it, but just right place, right time, and this thing coming up, and I had to have it. So it hasn't been without its dramas. Like, a lot of people think I bought it like this, but wait until you see the photos. It's, yeah, you question things, and then this is the end result. So yeah, no, I'm pretty happy.
So you and your family have pretty much touched every part of this car inside now?
100%. My dad has spent day and night on this car, you know, from like starter motor problems to battery problems to not running problems to transfer cases falling out to bearings to wheel alignments to 9 inches that aren't working properly. Like, he has done everything on this car. He has touched it mechanically, and me, I've got the paint, the bull bar, the wheels, the tray, and everything polished up again. And yeah,
Basically looks brand new.
oh yeah,
I don't know how well that shows up in the camera.
yeah.
But
Oh look, it's not. I am a little bit hard on myself sometimes that it's not a top 10 Summer Nat show car, but I haven't seen another Hilux this nice. It's very rare you do. And everyone that comes up, like every time I go to a Cars and Coffee, the first question everyone asks is, where do I get the tray? And I don't tell them because it's a one-off. I don't want people having that tray. So yeah, but definitely a lot of fun.
And you were telling me about a Hilux that looks similar, but in a black colour that people might know?
Yes, yes. Well, when I tell people that this truck is actually the same model as Marty McFly's Back to the Future truck, they sort of look at you and go, wow, really? So if I was to ever change the colour, I would like to paint it black. I think the black with the aluminium rims, the bull bar and that tray, I think it'd look beautiful. But I know black's a pain to look after. I hate looking after it. My mum's got a black car and it's not good. It's very time consuming. You go to a car show and people run their fingers on it and it's like, oh my gosh, you can't touch black paint, guys, you know? Like, I don't know, but I think painting it black would look really nice. But that's later. Just keep driving it.
In terms of the Cars and Coffee events that you go to, where's the one that you normally attend to, and do you go to many others?
I normally go to the Cars and Coffee at Berrima. That is a really good event. I hope it keeps going because it's such a good variety of cars that go. Like, it's not just GTHO Falcons or Minis or Harleys. There's something there for everyone, which I like, and I think that is why it's a success. It'd just be a little bit nicer if they had it a bit later, but I mean, you know, I've got an hour drive there anyway, so if I've got to wake up a little bit earlier to meet the meet, well, who cares? But no, I really love that event. In terms of other car shows, there hasn't really been much on since the C word, which we won't mention. But hopefully in the next year, when everything settles down with me health and me dad and everything, I'll start to take it to a lot more shows. I'll probably take it to maybe like when I want to watch some mates. I've got a couple of mates that race at the Nostalgias at Eastern Creek, so I'll probably just take this up and take it for a cruise and just drive it.
Awesome. In terms of the vehicle, have you named it? Everyone either has a name or doesn't have a name. Are you a name?
I haven't named it yet. Apparently its name's Hannah. I got told from not the original owner, just the bloke I bought it off. He called it Hannah, but
not as in Hannah Montana though.
No, I haven't called it anything yet. I just say it's me Hilux. It's me baby. That's
so gender neutral.
Yeah. Okay. No trans or anything like that here. No. She's just me baby. She's just me Hilux.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you very much for having a chat to us and showing off the truck.
Yeah, no.
We'll go through and we'll get some photos and some videos and we'll add that.
Thanks for coming out, mate. I hope everyone enjoys it. And this is Shots by J Dubs.
Thank you very much. Episode 1.
Cheers, guys.
Banked.